Lanškroun, a town in the northeast of the Pardubice region, historically known as Landeskrone, forms a truly imaginary crown of the lands of this Bohemian region. It spreads out in the center of a plateau and is enticingly surrounded by mountains and cliffs. Today, this picturesque town is home to more than 10,000 people and continues to develop in a dynamic fashion. Proof of this lies in the town's modern industrial production, engineering and electrical engineering industries. The town offers not only its inhabitants many opportunities in the fields of education, culture and sport, but is also the administrative center of the Lanškroun region, a region of 22 municipalities and almost 25,000 people. Lanškroun also offers visitors to the region a wide range of interesting and attractive ways to spend their free time. The royal colonization carried out by Przemysl Ottokar II led in the second half of the 13th century to the establishment of Lanškroun, which later became the economic center of the extensive Lanškroun-Landsberg domain. Among the historical figures associated with Lanškroun are Václav II, Zawisz of Falkenstein, and the Archbishop and Chancellor to Charles IV, Petr Jelito, who founded a monastery in the town for the monks of the Canon of St. Augustine. The monastery was later rebuilt as a Renaissance chateau. Over time, the town became the property of several noble families: the Kosteks of Postupice, the Pernsteins, the Herzans of Harasov, and from 1622, the Liechtensteins. Lanškroun's most famous son was the 17th century physicist, mathematician, astronomer, doctor, philosopher, Charles University rector and founder of spectroscopy, Jan Marek Marci, who gives his name not only to Lanškroun's main square but also one of the craters on the dark side of the moon. The town's regular square with its unique Renaissance town hall in the middle survives in its original form since the Middle Ages. The town hall was built between 1581 and 1582. Following the 30 Years' War, the town began to be dominated by German settlers. The town's administrators were German and the town chronicle was written in German. At the same time, however, from the Middle Ages on, the historic Bohemian-Moravian border went through the Lanškroun region. At the end of the 18th century, Lanškroun was declared a municipal town, and in the 19th century it became the headquarters of the regional governorship and courts, and until 1960 it was the administrative center of the district. Both the people of Lanškroun and visitors avidly in search of culture have many opportunities to spend their free time here. The town boasts an amateur dramatics club as well as choral and music ensembles. All year round, the town hosts a number of interesting events. In June, for example, there are 2 music festivals. The beginning of the month sees the start of the Praveček Lanškroun Festival of Brass Band Music, which has been held for more than a quarter of a century. The Čermenské celebrations is an international folk festival which welcomes music groups and folk ensembles from Europe and beyond in the second half of the month each year. Sports fans have several opportunities during the year to take part in or just cheer on a number of sporting events, such as the AVX Little Peace Race for cycling or the Regionem Orlická stage race of junior talent in street cycling. An event of nationwide importance, however, is the Czech Car Racing Championships at the Laudon track in Albrechtice. The time when the whole town succumbs to sporting or rather hiking fever is September, and the Lanškroun Copper, a traditional long-distance hike attracting several thousand people and featuring a number of routes for walkers and cyclists from 5 to 110 kilometers. The event is accompanied on Lanškroun's streets and main square by a town folk festival with traditional market stalls. Sports enthusiasts should also head for the town's sports facilities, such as the Božá Modrý Hall with its winter ice rink or summer inline skates rink, the small covered swimming pool with a sauna, the Dlouhý Rybník summer swimming area with beach and mini-golf, high-quality volleyball, beach volleyball and tennis courts, and the football ground. All year round, there are 2 bowling alleys, a fitness centre, mountaineering wall, exercise bike centre and squash courts, or visitors can even take a trip in a sightseeing plane from one of the 3 airfields within 15 kilometres of the town. A region of artificial lakes awarded the status of national park awaits visitors a few minutes from Lanškroun and offers pleasant opportunities for sport and recreation. The lakes were originally created for more pragmatic purposes, of course. The origins of Lanškroun fishery go back to the year 1433, when the first fish ponds were created. But the poetic names, Pike Lake, Wild Lake, Foita Lake, are all that remains of the local fishing industry. The fish ponds were gradually created by the feudal overlords, but also by rich burghers. The system of 7 Lanškroun lakes covers 45 hectares. The oldest surviving fish pond is Long Lake, founded in 1464 by the noble lord Zdeněk Kostka of Postupice. The lakes are surrounded by cycling and bridle paths. The whole area is signposted with information about local flora and fauna. When you go for a walk or do some sport, don't forget to refresh yourself with the natural waters of the Edward Spring. One of the most frequently visited tourist attractions in the Lanškroun countryside is the Moravská Sázava Valley, spreading out over more than 10 kilometers from the upper flow of the river between Albrechtice and Výprachtice. In places, the valley is 60 meters deep, formed over the millennia by water erosion. A rambling trail follows the cliffs and is part of the network of rambling trails and several cycle paths. The Lanškroun cycling trails also lead over the highest peaks of the surrounding countryside, from Červenovodské Sedlo across Buková Hora to Suchý Vrch, with its famous lookout point. The cycle paths also pass the pilgrimage points of Anenská Studanka and Marianská Hora. This point of pilgrimage stands precisely on Europe's watershed. The water running off the western side of the church roof drains into the Čermenka stream, then the Tichá Orlice and Elba rivers, and on to the North Sea, while the water dripping off the eastern side of the roof runs into the Moravská Sázava stream, and on to the Morava and Danube rivers, and finally to the Black Sea. You can spend your summer holiday in Lanškroun on horseback. The region boasts farms, ranches and a riding school specializing in horse riding in the area. The surroundings offer a number of bridle paths which you can of course use for rambling too. Those visitors who can't ride a horse can at least ride in a horse-drawn carriage and sample the local scenery in such a romantic form of transport. In winter, the region is a paradise for skiers. The surrounding mountains have a number of ski resorts. The closest is the Čankovice Buková Hora resort. It offers cross-country skiing routes linked to routes of the Orlik Mountains, 7 ski lifts, a ski school and a ski and snowboard rental centre. You can also ski in Sotkitli. The centre in Výprachtice also offers night skiing. The centre also has the Urampa bobsleigh run, which is lit up at night. Lanškroun is also not far from well-known ski resorts such as Říčky in the Orlik Mountains or Dolní Morava pod Kralickým Sněžníkem. As well as the beautiful scenery, Lanškroun offers a number of local points of interest. Cycle paths cross the very historical centre of Lanškroun. In the very heart of the town, on Lanškroun's main square, you'll find the beautiful Renaissance town hall, finely decorated with sgraffito. Lanškroun boasts a chateau with Gothic and Renaissance elements, a late Renaissance grammar school building, several historic churches, and a wooden inn named the Krčma. The cycle paths in the area will lead you to the renovated Tatanice Renaissance chateau, which was built on an old trade route along the forests that mark the border. The exterior is decorated with sgraffito. The Renaissance entrance and courtyard gates have been preserved, and the interior is decorated in stucco, one of the richest examples in Moravia. Near Lanškroun at Rudotice, you can visit the interesting torso of the Novi Zamek, all that remains of the grandiose Baroque chateau which burnt down several times. Today, the lookout tower, ground floor tourist restaurant and extensive cellars, until recently shrouded in mystery, are all being restored. The Lanškroun region, a region of unspoilt natural beauty, a blend of historic monuments and modern life. Close not only to Bohemia and Moravia, but also Poland and the Kladska Kotlina. From Lanškroun, it's just an hour's car journey to the highest peak of the Orlik Mountains, where you can climb to Kralicki Snieżnik or visit the pre-war Czechoslovak fortification region at Kraliki, conquer the peaks of the Jeseniki, rest in the poetic hills of the Českomoravská Vrchovina, or become swallowed up by the caves of the Moravian karst, and at the same time rest and relax in an active fashion in the varied and unspoilt and typically Czech beautiful countryside of the Lanškroun region, in the crown of the land.